athletes, and we'll excuse the student athletes then and take questions for Coach Taylor. Coach Taylor, your thoughts on the game?
Yeah, we obviously didn't have a great offensive performance tonight, and when you're playing a team that is as good as Duke offensively and defensively, you've got to be able to make some shots, and we weren't able to do that tonight. Duke deserves some of the credit for that. They're long, they're very active in their defense, and I think that probably bothered us a little bit. We're obviously very disappointed, but one game doesn't define who we are and what we've done this year. I'm incredibly proud of this team. These two girls sitting to the right of me are wonderful. You're not going to meet anyone ever like them again. And so, you know, we have a lot to be proud of and a lot to build on. And so I'm really proud of what the girls in that locker room did this season, and we're going to move forward from there.
Questions for the student athletes, and if you do have a question, raise your hand and we'll get a microphone to you.
Question for both of y'all. Can you kind of take me through the moment of when Coach pulled you guys off the court, when she hugged y'all and gave y'all the ceremonies take off, and then also for Mackenzie, what was that like, being able to talk with your brother after the game?
Well, when I first came off, and I think it was like under a minute left, Coach Joni just hugged me and said, "I love you," and I just said, "I love you too," and we just kind of lived in the moment. I'm super proud of this team and how far we've come, so it was just the I love you moment despite the situation.
Yeah, I'm the same way. Obviously it's a disappointment, and you know, I didn't want to go out that way, but I mean, like Coach Joni said, we've done so much this year, and I'm just glad that we were able to lead that. And you know, she just told me she was so proud of me, and same with all the rest of the coaches and the team. And then just, you know, I tried to keep it together because I didn't know if a camera was on me or not. So then when I got to my brother, I let it all out. I didn't really care at that point. And he just tried to encourage me and kind of just said what Joni said, that what we've done for this program is unbelievable, and I'm just very happy to be a part of something because I can't wait to see him next year.
It's for both of you. Is there one thing that you can take away from this season, this experience in the tournament?
Man, from this season, I think just that family is everything. Like, this team, we're so close.
Yeah, like what she's saying, just family.
Yeah,
Like,
and it's like, I'm not sad that we lost, you know? I'm sad that, like, I'll never get to play with her again. And I'm sad that this was my last time putting Georgia on my chest. Playing in this tag, you know, I'm so proud of what we've done, and like Joni said, this game doesn't define us, so I'm not sad about the loss. I'm sad that when I walk out of that locker room, that's my last time.
and just that family will take you a long way. Like, we obviously, yeah, we've put in more work this year. We brought in a lot of talent this year, but without that family mentality and that family cohesion that you see on the court, I don't think we'd be here today. So.
Mackenzie and Haley, what do you say to your other teammates? It's not their last game, but they suffered the loss as well. What do you say to encourage them as some of the leaders on the team?
I think just to use this to carry on to next year, to remember this feeling and remember, you know, how it felt out there, and just that you don't want to experience that again, and just keep working hard. I think they have so much they can improve on, and like I said, I'm really excited to see where they go next year.
And just to remember, like, what got you here. They're going to see a lot of success, and I just hope that and I'm going to tell them this, that they don't forget what got them here, the hard work, the effort, and like we were talking about, the family mentality, just to keep that, and they're going to go a long way.
Mark in the first row.
To both of you, with Duke's defense, when you game plan study them coming in, did you expect that they would create as many problems for you guys? And in the second quarter, did the confidence kind of hurt you guys in terms of everyone was missing shots, obviously?
Yeah, we knew they were going to zone us the whole game, 2-3, 3-2, and we also knew that they're longer than us in every position, so we're going to have to work for what we have. And obviously, scoring 2 points, 1 for 18 in the second quarter, I think that, you know, played with our minds a little bit, and we started second-guessing things, and we just could never get it back under us.
Yeah, obviously the day before, we as players watched them play Belmont in a man, and in film we were able to see that the man team that we saw was not the team that they are. They live and die by their zone defense, and that today they live by it, and they guard us very well with their length and movement.
More questions for the student athletes? Okay, thank you, ladies.
Thank you. Good job, guys.
Okay, questions for Coach Taylor?
Coach, you kind of touched on it a minute ago, but can you put into words these seniors and those two and Simone have meant to the team this year and the program as a whole?
They have so much pride, and their love for Georgia is unlike anything I've seen in a long time. And I've talked about it before, but they came together and they wanted to make it their mission that they went out in a way that put Georgia back, in a prominent position, and they've done more than that. You look at what they do on the basketball floor, but they're even better women off the floor. The things that they're involved in the community, the way they represent us on and off the floor is just something that I can only hope that the rest of our young ladies look up to and aspire to be.
Joni, how tough was that second quarter? With just, it seemed like you guys were getting looks, but they just weren't falling.
It's very frustrating, especially when normally those shots do fall. I mean, we're missing layups, we're missing free throws, we're missing wide open jumpers. And at that point, when you see that happening, you just have to continue to instill confidence in them and hope that it gets turned around. And the sad part about that is when you're playing a team of Duke's caliber, you just cannot have a quarter like that. It is very, very difficult to come back from it. So we've got to, learn from that. And we've got teams that are longer than us. We've got to continue to just be confident and make sure we execute. We had some opportunities there where we get a travel, we turn it over that, could have kept the game under 10, and then we let how we were doing things offensively affect us for a little bit on the defensive end of the floor, and that just, it can't happen.
The first quarter was so, highly contested with, you guys had 4 steals, forced 9 turnovers. In addition to that, seemed like every pass your guys were trying to get in the way of. Do you think that, I know you had a couple of players go off 10 minutes, did that take anything out of them? Did you see an energy drop in that second period?
Well, I don't think that. I think Haley Clark picked up 2 fouls, and then Green, she was doing a heck of a job guarding Greenwell. When she went to the bench, we lost her a few times to transition. We fouled her, and they got the momentum, and we could just never get it back from there in terms of things defensively. But you force them into 21 turnovers. We've got to capitalize on those turnovers more. I think at the half we had already forced them into 14 or 15. So normally when we have forced the team into that many turnovers, we're able to capitalize on the offensive end of the floor. And at the end of the day, that's where we didn't get it done.
Coach, you said it was kind of a game where offensive struggles led to defensive struggles, I guess. Was this another game like South Carolina where you was kind of in and out defensively? And how did Duke's size play an impact on that?
Yeah, I would compare it more to our Tennessee game on the road than I would South Carolina, just because our length is similar, and we had we had a second quarter at Tennessee that was similar from an offensive standpoint, and we let that affect our defense. So our motto all year has been, our defense, and the defense travels and defense carries the day, and we haven't been in a situation a lot where we struggle that bad offensively, but when we do, we've got to anchor down even more on the defensive end of the floor and not have those lapses. You look, and there's one point I look out there, and there's Q Morrison and Gabby Connolly and Maya Caldwell on the floor at the same time. They're all freshmen, so I'm thinking, oh my gosh, like they're all out there, they're frustrated, but I'm also thinking, wait till next year. So it's good and bad.
How did the 3 signees you had, how would they play in a game like this in terms of their skill sets and three-point shooting?
That's a good question. So Caitlin Hose is a three-point shooter from Alabama. She also can take you off the dribble. She's really savvy off of ball screens, and she's longer, she's bigger. Then you have Diana Johnson, who her skill set is unlike anything that I've seen. She's got to come in and commit to playing defense. That's where she's going to have to come in and really get better. But offensively, I would put her up against anyone in terms of her one-on-one ability and her skill set. And Kayla Hubbard comes from Holy Innocents. She's a state champion. She is a AAU national champion. So she knows how to compete. She's got a Q type of mentality where she's just a winner. She can play on the ball or off the ball. And so I think they're going to give us a lot more depth, and then also just their ability to score is going to help us a lot.
Lexi Brown, you threw a lot at her. What kind of player is she, and what didn't work for you guys?
Lexi is incredible. You know, her change of speed off of ball screens, her ability to score in transition, her ability to shoot for three makes her very difficult, and then she's a really, really good defender. So when we had someone on her and brought help when she came off a ball screen, we were pretty good. When we didn't do that, she got whatever she wanted, whether that was a three, driving us downhill baseline to the rim. So she's someone who you have to have layers underneath because it's very hard to guard her one-on-one. And when we didn't do that, she capitalized on it by either scoring or finding her teammates for open shots or open looks.
Coach, another question on this season. I mean, you speak about those games this morning, but you also say, wait till next year, wait what's to come. Like, the 26 wins you had this year, what does that say about how you may have grown as a coach and the potential that you have to lead this team in the future?
Well, I think the message for us is, you know, it's sustaining it. That's the thing, you know, this can happen, but the programs that are able to sustain this year in and year out, that's what makes them special. That's what makes them dynasties. And so that's what we have to do, and that's going to take even more effort, more hard work, because, you know, this year I think we snuck up on some people. Outside of people in our program, I'm not sure anybody would have told you we would have won 26 games this year, been ranked and hosted at home. We all thought that was possible. So now that everybody knows what we're capable of, we're going to have to work even harder to make sure that we continue to improve and get better, and this is now the standard for our program.
You talked about the young players playing a lot of minutes today. How do you think a game like this helps them going into next season?
Well, we talked about it in the locker room, and I just told them this has got to carry you. You know, we'll take some time off. Obviously, they've earned that, but when they get back, they've got to be in the gym. We've got people who are capable of knocking down open shots, and in big-time games, is what you have to do. And so I think this is what's going to drive us for a very, very long time, and it's just about making sure that we're purposeful in everything that we do, and making sure, again, now that we've lost Haley, Simone, Matt, we redefine what our role is on the team with everyone that's returning so that we have a clear plan moving forward.
Time for one more question. All right.
Thank you.
Coach.
Thanks.